What's going on, YouTube? Back at you with another video. Hey, let's get this, let's get a jump on things on this tire. That way, in the morning time, I could just take the tire and get up out of here and take it to where I needed to take it to so they could put it on the rim. But this is a tire that I got from Cargo Largo, half the price. Half the price. This was probably $54 if you get these size tires at the dealership. They're about 105 bucks for those tires. Yeah, so I had this sitting around for a while. And the tire size on here, what is this? What's the tire size? 20 by 8 by 10. 20 by 8 by 10. Same thing that's on here. 20 by 8 by 10. So same tire, just different tread. Same size. Turf Saver. So anytime I see tires like this at Cargo Largo, which is kind of a discount store, but it ain't anymore. I mean, they're just as high on their prices. But every once in a while, you can catch things on sale that's cheaper. As far as you can get your vegetation sprays and things like that. They got all type of stuff, supposedly at a discounted rate, but it doesn't feel like that anymore. They done went up on their prices too. You might as well just go to a regular store. But every once in a while, I'll catch things that I need, like these, on sale. If I see something like this that's half the price, I just jump on it and buy it just in case I need it, which now, look, I need it. So, it comes in handy sometimes. But, yeah. So I got my impact wrench and everything, so I can just take this off. That way in the morning I can get out of here early enough to when some of these tire shops open early and try to get in early. That way they can just put this on for me and I can be about my business. So let me jack it up a little bit, take the tires, and put these gloves on. Just so that I got a barrier between my hands and all the dust and the grime that's on these tires. So let me move this out the way. Get this jack. All I needed is jacked up just enough to get it, and sometimes it's hard to get that because it's low right now. Let me lift it about right here. Just for the time being. I'm not gonna mess around with this tire anymore. It's becoming to be a headache. Just if I got the tire, I might as well use it. be about my business. Just need it lifted just a little bit, just to get it off the floor. That should be good. That should be good. Let me find which one of these go on here. Too big. Almost there. A little bit too small. This one should do it. Come on. Just right. All right. So I just want to do this so I can I'm not doing this in the morning time, wasting some time. So just want to take it off. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. All it is 4. There you go. It be off. I'll take that in tomorrow. Gonna be good. Look at all that dirt. All that dirt. I gotta clean that up too. Once I start doing some more leaf cleanups and mulching up leaves, I gotta clean all this. I don't want to do it in here. All this grass that's up here that's caked up there. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to take that off so I don't have to deal with it tomorrow morning when I take this in and just replace the tire. Like I said, there's still some good tread on here. Still good tread on there. Yeah. I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm thinking about, man, maybe I could tell them to patch it from the inside and all this stuff. I'm just gonna get rid of that tire. I'm not even gonna deal with it. Not gonna deal with it. Anyway, guys, this is some of the stuff that you got to end up doing around this time. This is the time where everything slows down. Everything slows down. Let me see something. Put that out there. Anyway, guys, I guess I could talk to you guys about how my season went. I'll talk to you guys about how my season went while I'm out here. Talk to you about how my season went this year. Well, it went pretty good. It was hot, but it wasn't as hot. You had your hot days and stuff like that, just like normal. it didn't seem like it was a lot of hot days this season. So usually I would feel it, I'd be like, oh man, I can't wait till the season's over with and everything, so it slows down. I don't really want the season to be over with because then my money cuts off, but I do want the season to slow down. It's so refreshing to, do your yards and it's nice and cool outside. It doesn't feel draining to you when that sun is beating down on you. So, where could I start? I raised my prices. I'm probably going to raise my prices again at the beginning of the season. There's going to be about 1, 2, 3, 3 people for sure that I'm getting off my list. 3 people for sure. And then the other ones I'm kind of still debating since, I've known them so long. They've been on my schedule for the last 9 years, 8 to 9 years. I'm still debating. I just might raise their price up. If they go with it, they go with it. If they fall off, they fall off. So, but I will be raising my prices next year as well. And then I'm going to handle a couple of my yards a little bit different than the people that were customers that was grandfathered in. Once we get to the bi-weekly, sometimes I would just charge them the normal rate. There are some customers that I would charge, the bi-weekly rate if they were like newer customers and stuff. But some of my old customers, I would just leave them alone and stuff when they got to this time of year, and I started doing bi-weeklies. It's really nothing to the yard as far as cutting it. I'm just going over there, manicuring it, and mulching up leaves. So I would just charge them the same price as far as just going over there. And then like some of my newer customers, I would just put them on a bi-weekly rate, which is whatever weekly I would charge them. I would charge 50% or 55% on top of what I would charge them for a week. Same thing that Mike Andy does. And that's where I got it from, Mike Andy's, as far as charging or adding 50% onto my bi-weekly clients when they want to change to bi-weekly. So if I was doing a yard for $52, and now I kind of got a gauge of you're charging an extra $30 to $35, but you would charge an extra 50% to whatever you was going to charge that customer for a weekly price. You get what I'm saying? So say for instance, I go to somebody's house, I do an estimate, I say, hey, it's going to be about $55. I would probably charge them like $75, $78. So 55, like 78 to 80 bucks. Okay, I would charge an extra $30 to $35 on top of what I would charge them for a weekly, and that would be my bi-weekly. So a lot of my yards now are like $105 for bi-weeklies for regular yards. I already got in my head my price point, so it's not too hard for me to figure some of these prices out on the fly, and you'll get better doing that as time comes. But all in all, I'm gonna be raising my prices. I'm gonna be cutting off some people so I don't have to drive, and some of the yards that I just don't feel like doing, or I'm not making money like I should, I'm just gonna raise their prices, and if they stick with me, they stick with me. If they don't, it's gonna be basically almost like I'm starting over again. I'll have my core customers that's been with me for the last 9 years. and then I'll just add on to that. And if some fall off, they fall off. I'm not gonna panic, that, oh my God, I'm losing people and stuff, because if you got skin in the game and been doing this for a while, you know that you're gonna get customers. Your reputation, reputation is good. I got good reviews on my website, my Google page, and there is a lady that she's supposed to push 5 stars, and she pushed 1. She gave me this nice review writing, and then she pushed 1. She was older, so she probably didn't know that 5 was the top. But she ended up giving me a great review. I said, can you leave me a review? She's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna leave you a great review, this and that, blah, blah, blah. No problem. So when I looked at the review, she wrote a nice review, and then she pushed the 1. I think she thought that 1 was the better one instead of 5. So I think she got kind of confused with that, the 5-star deal, and it dropped my rating from 5.0 to 5.9. I mean 5.0 to 4.9. So I was like, dang. But then I looked at it in a different light. I said, you know what? It's all good, because sometimes having that 5.0, and you got a lot of reviews, people will start to think like, yeah, is it really 5.0? Is it true? So even just getting that 4.9, it makes it a little bit more legit, because somewhere down the line, somebody's gonna either not be pleased with your services, or they're gonna think that you are too expensive or too high or things like that. So it is what it is. I didn't mind it. At first I did. I'm like, man, I had a perfect 5.0 score, and just for making a mistake, she kind of put that number 1 on there, and I'm just like thinking, So I ended up calling her too and said, hey, did you mean to put a number 1 and number? That's why I know that she made a mistake, and she just didn't know. She thought the picking number 1 was the best option instead of picking 5 stars. So no big deal. It is what it is. I wish I knew how to go on there and kind of correct that and do something with that just to get it back up to 5, but I wouldn't know a clue. I wouldn't have a clue how to do that. But yeah, so the year was great. I made profit, and then I lost a lot of profit due to the fact that a lot of repairs, a lot of spending. I think this was like my rebuilding year. You get to a point in your business where you pay off a lot of your equipment, you pay off your trucks, your overhead gets low, and then that's where you can start generating money and profit in your business and stacking your cash and things like that. There comes a point where you're able to do that after you pay off all your equipment and things like that. So I was at that stage where I thought this was going to be the year, because a lot of my stuff is paid off. I might have added some things here and there, but the majority of my overhead is very low, and I thought this was going to be my year, and it is what it is. It's business. Business is up, business is down. So there comes a point where you get excited that, okay, my overhead is low, I'm going to make money, I'm going to be able to stack cash, I'm going to be able to reinvest my money things like that. I'm going to be able to see the bank account grow, and then you start having to replace a lot of stuff. And that's kind of what happened. A lot of maintenance, a lot of big repairs, major repairs. I still gotta let you guys see the black truck and some of the things that they did to it as far as the repairs that they had to do to it just to get it back running and functioning right. Otherwise, you know, it was something that I had to get done, and there's no way around it that I couldn't, you know, not pay for it or be able to drive it without getting the work done. The filter was 90% clogged. The particular filter was 90% clogged, and my turbo was going out and was damaged and stuff. So I also got the oil change, filter changes, things like that. So a lot of repairs and maintenance that I had to dump out this year, not only in my lawn care business, but on the real estate side too, as far as appliances that I had to replace. The AC vac, the furnace, the other AC vac, refrigerators, dishwasher, what else? Garbage disposal. There was a busted pipe, you know, last February. So a lot of stuff happened, and I also invested a lot of money into getting another property. So yeah, it was a lot of money moving around and money spent this year, and kind of put me in a hole. And it's just something that I gotta wait for the next season and replenish and get back on top. So all in all, the season went fine. My son helped me out. He was helping me out. He was making some money. I actually sent him out by himself probably 2 weeks ago. Just sent him out to do a couple of yards in the neighborhood. I sent him out on his own, and that was just the beginning. So I just might, once I get this tire fixed, I just might see if he wants to do anything the next following week or one of these days to go out. He'll probably help me with leaf cleanups and things like that because he's gonna want to make some money. So, but all in all, I had help from my son. I made profit. I raised my prices. This is a great time now when everything slows down that you're able to sit back, brainstorm, and figure out some of the things that you could do better for the next season. More advertising, more door knocking, more getting out there, putting out yard signs. You have to motivate yourself in order to go out and get customers and answer your phone right away. You know, that's very crucial, especially in the springtime, is to answer that phone. Otherwise, guys, everything's went well this year. It's just unfortunate that a lot of my winter funds had to go to a lot of my repairs and things like that, especially on the black truck and stuff. It was a pretty pity to fix that, and a lot of that was my winter fund. But there's been times where, you know, the winter fund has gotten dipped into, and you just roll with the punches. So it is what it is. So I'll finish up on my yards, wait for some leaf cleanups to come about, and get through the winter time. And before you know it, we'll be back mowing again. So, but for the next 2 to 3 months, let's see, November, December, January, February, the next 3 to 4 months is going to be that period of time where you can gather yourself, figure out better ways to do things, figure out different strategies, and just prepare yourself for the next following year. Right now, I'm gonna have to, charge up some of these batteries, move everything out, put my white car back in here, do things around the house, prepare for the winter, and this year, take those batteries out of the leaf trailer, because those are brand new batteries, and I don't want the winter to drain them out and things like that. I'm gonna keep them inside a warmer temperature, like all my batteries. I'm just gonna do that and just do some work around the house and some odd and end jobs with the shop and with the mowers and go from there. So anyway, guys, that's kind of like almost like a recap of this season. I hope you guys' season went well, and let's make 2026 a better year for everybody. And like I said, you can only improve yourself going forward. So as long as you're keep grinding, keep going, and you don't give up, you'll succeed and move on to the next year. Then next thing you know, you move on to the next year, and then you'll grow a little bit, and then you'll move on to the next year, and then you might have a road bump here and there, but it's all part of business. It gets frustrating, and like I said, you're always going to be spending money in order to run your business. It seems like you're always going to be spending money. So I sat back and I thought about it, and I'm like, man, is there going to ever be a time where you're not putting out any money? You probably, but that's why you got to have your prices right and charge and have the right customers to charge those premium prices so that you can gain a little momentum and be able to stack some cash, make a profit, and have some reserves just in case these major, anything major happen, repairs, because it's going to happen. There's going to be a time where you're going to have to replace a mower or have a second mower or put it in the shop, things like that. There's no way around it. So just prepare and just set aside some funds for when those times come for the business and your family and any other circumstances that's come about. So that's a good tip for you. But yeah, you're always going to spend some money, and it just is. It's just part of business. So let me get out of here, guys. I'll see you on the next video, and I hope everybody has a successful 2026. And I hope that you can come up with some new ideas to better your business. All right, guys, I'm out. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.